tall. Fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, my life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero.
Tell you what, that pump went crazy today. Yeah, I did forget to record the second block, the single arm plate load chest press. So I have that down in the description for you to what I did. I was just in kind of the zone. I was just didn't think twice to record, to be honest. I was just like, compared to the other ones like I did, but I was just in it. I was just like, just in my own head. And I just went in, and like after the set, after I finished that block, I was just like, damn, I just really did not record that set, to be honest. So again, it's in the description for you. But like I said, that pump is crazy. And also too, like I said, like my workouts, like for the past like also a week since I've been doing this, it's been a lot better. It's been way more focused, way more intense, way more progressing, things that like my strength has been like increasing, back to increasing since I started this route now. I'm enjoying it, and it's crazy to see there's just like how much more fun I was missing. Like how much more fun I'm enjoying now that I was missing, as opposed to what I was doing before and things like that. So I'm loving this new way. I love this new transition, and it's something like I always talk about too. Is like just loving the process, loving the journey. Is like whatever that process, whatever that journey is for you, is like you gotta like find ways that you can love it, and that some ways like find ways to really like just keep going at it, right? And I think I found it now. Like I think I really found to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm loving this. Like I'm loving my workouts again. I'm loving to see the strength increase. I'm loving to see like I'm more focused. I'm more locked in into my workouts and things that I know I need to get the job done. Things that, so I'm loving it. I love to see things going, and I was like trying to figure out too, because I was like thinking about like, man, it's like I know I like talk about like end of February like being like the end of the cut, but I'm not sure if it's ready yet. I'm not sure if my body is just ready just yet to go in the cut. I'm still playing around with it. I'm still going back and forth with myself, figuring out like what direction do I want to go? Do I want to kind of just like stop right there, I'm not like at its peak, or do I just like get myself ready for whatever I need to be ready for, right? And things like that. But I don't know. I got time to tell. I got some time to figure out and things like that. But it's like it's just these battles. Like I tell you, these battles like will always get me like interested, get me fired up, and always like make me like think of what I'm really trying to go for and where I'm like really trying to go at the same time. So I was just like thinking about it all today. It's like, damn, I don't know where, because like I was asking my mentor too, and I know I hit about this on, I think it was Monday. Yeah, when I did back, I hit this a little bit, and I was talking about like how I know a lot of people like be like questioning, like be concerned, like where does the food go, or like how you still being lean, while like having that much in consumption. And I was trying to figure out a better like science way, because me and my boy, we were talking about too, and he was like talking about like, dude, like how you still lean, things that. And I was like, I don't know, but I was like trying to figure out an analogy, and I kind of brought the analogy to my mentor, and he was like, and me and my boy were having a conversation. We were talking about like a furnace, so I was trying to figure out a better way to explain that furnace analogy. But then when I was talking to my mentor, he was like talking about like the gas tank. And before I get into the gas tank, it's like over time he was explaining like as like I'm putting on more muscle mass, more lean muscle mass, the thermic effect gets increased, and the amount of calories like the muscle at rest, the more muscle you have, and the more your muscles at rest, the more calories it needs to burn to do its job and things like that to maintain it. So he was saying it's like when you have like, let's just say for right now like a maintenance is at 3,500. He was saying like yeah, like the resting part you need about 3,500 calories to kind of just maintain it for your muscle to do what it needs to do, right? And he was also saying like pretend like you've been at 3,500 for like a month, right? And then kind of like my case in point, I've been doing that for a little bit too and things like that. So but like it's like your muscle like becomes like this. Anyway, he was explaining it's kind of like also like it was a good analogy because this is where the gas tank came into play. He was like, all right, your muscles like this, right? What happens when you consume more than what your daily what your maintenance was is your muscles start to expand a little bit more. But it goes to the point, and this is where the gas tank comes in, it goes to a point where it expands, where it's like, how you go to the gas station and like, you try to top your car off, right? Like you hear the click and like it lets you know you're full, but sometimes you do a little bit extra to top it off, right? That's the kind of same thing that's happened with my muscles and with the amount of food calories I'm having consuming in things like, right, especially when I do these challenges, is like my muscles are expanding, but it's also expanding to the point where it's not over spilling, right? It's not over like flowing, like it's not leaking to the point it's just filling the top off. So over time, this is where it's kind of important because like you can build your maintenance up for like at a certain degree where your body is not overfilling of the calories and overspilling. So this is why it's very important to like really focus on building lean muscle mass, and also to make sure you have enough protein to maintain and withhold that amount of muscle mass, especially like when your muscles are at rest, you're burning a lot of calories. Because I asked him too, like I know it's like I've been experiencing, I know I touched base on this like a couple days ago, was I've been waking up like with my body like overheating, and he was just saying that's a signal of your muscles working at rest, burning those calories off and things that. So it made more sense when he was talking about a gas tank. I was like, it makes more sense when I do these challenges, when I do these like mega cheat meals. He was referring to as I was just filling the gas tank up and I was just going above what my maintenance was, to the point again I'm not overspilling. Now I couldn't follow up with him because he had to go to his client. I'll follow up with you guys down, but that's just kind of give you guys an like overall idea like why like how it's working, like how like the body's responding to like the amount of calorie consumptions that I've been doing the challenges, and like the signals I've been noticing, and like kind of like almost like the science analogy of what's been happening things like that. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I'll try the best way to explain what I've kind of like taken, like kind of like how I like to draw it up for myself and like relate to you guys in a sense. But I thought like when he was telling me about the gas tank makes a lot more sense. So I'll keep refining it as time goes on, things that, and I think this is why it's like very important to, again, like kind of touch base again yesterday too, is like to touch, building muscle, make sure you hit your protein to acquire that too. And this is why it's also a focus on making sure you consistently doing that every single day, right? You're not just going up in waves and stuff like that. You're staying at the peak level and things like that. I think this is why like calorie deficit is a phenomenon, and this is why like we get trapped in that because like we're so focused on like trying to lose weight, we're like lacking on trying to focus on building the muscle. And I think it's more important than losing weight because if you're building the muscle, then you're losing the weight. Because again, the more muscle mass you acquire, the more calories you burn while you're doing something or you're at rest. And the more times that you keep increasing that muscle mass, the more times that you have to, that you're losing body fat and look a certain way, and the more times that you can actually increase your food intake without jeopardizing your physique, your look, and things like that. All right. So I think it's very important too. And again, for me, like, I'm about to do a food challenge this Friday. I'm going to do like a 7-inch cheesecake. Now, of course, don't know how that's going to play out. It's going to be a lot of dairy. It's going to be a lot of other shit, to be honest. And we'll just go from there and things that I don't know how my body's going to respond to it, but like I'm kind of interested in doing so because I'm kind of, interested in see how the 7-inch cheesecake is because like if a lot of people like know like how big a cheesecake slice is, like, it's like probably about like 3 inches high and things like that. And like I'm doing like a 7-inch round cheesecake. So I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm actually doing it on Valentine's Day just because like what not better way and what not better combination to do it on like a lover's day and things like that. Because I love food and things like that, so I'm doing it on that day and things like that. So that's the food challenge. But kind of go back to what I was talking about. I was like, I'm not sure like how my body's gonna kind of respond more to the sugar weight and things like that. Because I was actually talking with my client earlier today, and we were talking about, or he was asking me like, so what's the difference between like consuming like just all protein versus consuming all carbs and things like that? And it was a very interesting question because I was like, and what I've noticed is like in the past in my experiences, it doesn't really matter the amount of consumption between those two during it, but it matters what's afterwards. And the way I explained to him is like with protein, since it's like more satiety and more filling, you might be full, longer down the road. Like you might be full for the rest of the day if you just consume the amount of protein. Now again, base like you can't really control. Like I was like telling him too, like depending on your stomach capacity, like you might not be able to eat 6,000 calories just of protein itself. Like you probably not able to do that, but it's to the point that you can probably eat like he was just giving an example like 3 pounds of meat and things. Sounds like yeah, you probably can do that and things that you probably could even go more if you really wanted to. But he's like you're not gonna have the same amount of like food consumption as you would do like with carbohydrates, right? But just to give an example for like, I was explaining to him like for you guys like when like you try and consume like just amount of protein, like you can be full of longer because of the satiety problems like that comes with it, and also too just like you being full completely longer, and as opposed to like if you were just have carbohydrates, like those carbohydrates might last you like 2 or 3 hours, and then you're starting to get hungry again. As opposed to protein, again, you might not feel hungry after like maybe like 5 or 6 hours. So it's like it's not the part that's during it; it's like the part after it. So when I have like all the combinations, like the proteins, the carbs, and the fats, is like yeah, one I do like overload myself to the point, but also too like it depends on like the ratio of the foods, and now going into it with like because he was like wondering like how the sugar is gonna respond, is I'm not too sure exactly how it's gonna respond to my body, but it's also too is like I probably won't be as full as long, because it's like yeah, still calories, but like again, it's just mostly like carbohydrates and fats. Like, so I'm maybe full from like just the fats purposes, but like it's gonna be a lot of carbohydrates. Like it's coming in just from cheesecake alone. So again, like carbohydrate, like that type, like I know with me, carbohydrates, responds well with my body, but I'm not too sure how like just the dairy is gonna sit well with me and like all the cheese and stuff like that. So, but I'm excited to try out, see how much of a platter I can eat and things like that, and go from there and things like that. But overall, like try to focus on just like, again, like if you don't have to be the person to eat a lot in one second. You don't have to be the person to, like try to like push yourself or like force yourself to eat that much. Like build yourself up. And this is what I've been doing like over the past like course of my time is like I just been building myself up to the point. Now again, I never really understood like the procedures, the science, what's really happening, like didn't have really strategic plan, things like that. But like what you can do is start building that foundation. You know, start building the foundation of like building muscle, right? Start building the foundation and make sure you get enough protein intake for your daily consumption. Make sure you do all those things, and that's what's going to help you lead and drive more to that physique that you're looking for. Because again, the way we focus a lot is we focus on calorie deficit, but again, we don't focus enough on building muscle, and that's what drives more for you to be hungry, and that's what drives you to look a certain way and things that is by building muscle. Because again, the more muscle mass you acquire, the more calories you burn at rest, and that's like couldn't be more true to this day, and that's what's like the golden nugget right there of getting to that next level and things that. So just really like understand like what you need to do to help yourself there, and it's like that's either like having a right training program, or that's just like you having a right nutrition program. It could be both and things that. So really figure out what that foundation needs for you to allow to, again, enjoy the indulgence, enjoy the night out and the social setting with your friends, with your colleagues, whoever, and things like that, right? For you to enjoy it without feeling guilty, without you feeling shame, without you worrying about like what you need to do the next day or that week and things like you need to slash your calories or you need to give up these foods and things like that. Whatever that case is, like what you have to do to get yourself back on track is like you don't necessarily need to do that. And as you see, like I woke up like this morning 234.7. So we're right back almost where we're at. Maybe one more day, I'm good to go. I'm good to go, like maybe back down to 234.1, like 233 and things that. And that's all you need to do. Like I wasn't worried. I wasn't like feeling guilty about it. I wasn't feeling shame. Like I wasn't like trying to like do everything I need to do to get myself back to it. I just stuck back to my plan. Things that I think that's something that you just need to build on. Is like the foundation of having a plan, the foundation of building muscle, and the foundation of make sure you hit protein. Things that. So I'll leave you guys with that. A little bit short today too, and things like that. But it's something that's been like on my mind because I was like, so I was like talking to my clients. I was just really thinking about. It's like I think the missing piece too is like the foundation for you guys. You guys missed the foundation of a plan, and whatever that plan that looks like for you guys, and whatever you guys need to start. Whether it's figuring out your schedule, time blocking out that you can get yourself to the gym, meal prepping, whatever the case is, whatever that you feel like you're lagging, you need to build that foundation. I think that's what the missing piece is for a lot of people in the journey is they don't have the foundation to set themselves up for success. So start there. I know I touched points on this before and things that I just touched there and things that start there, and you can really start noticing a bigger difference. Again, we're making a year to the point where we're not trying to be in the same position going the year 2026. I know it's a far way out, but I'll be here before you know again, right? So we're making a transition, not being in the same spot. And that year is just by starting with just one small thing, whatever that foundation is for that one small thing to get yourself the momentum and make yourself closer to that desired physique that you're looking for, right? So start there, do that, focus on it. And again, of course, like, if you're trying to get ready for the cut with me and things like that, that's just something you have to do and things like that, because you're not going to be ready for the cut if you have not been building muscle, if you not have been tracking, your proteins, your calories, all those things like that, if you not have been really keep it up to date, have a log entry of what you've been doing, what's working, what's not, to help you accelerate the next level and things that, to go along with side of me and things that. So it's something to think about too, and something to really reflect on your journey, reflect on what's working, what's not, and things that, and just go from there. So other than that, of course, tomorrow's a rest day, so we'll be doing that. Again, on Friday, we'll be doing the cheesecake challenge. I'll hit some shoulders, talk about that a little bit of that too. And then, of course, I'll upload that cheesecake up on Sunday as normal, as per usual, for the food challenges and stuff like that. So other than that, you guys have a blessed day. I'll catch you guys Friday.